The sealed book of Daniel. Mysteries now being revealed. The sealed book. In Daniel, what secrets are yet to be revealed? Imagine you found a book so powerful, so full of mystery, that even the prophet who wrote it was told to close it up and keep it secret. A book with messages meant for people in the future. That's exactly what happened in Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. This is a sealed book, a book with hidden truth, a message from God that has been locked away for thousands of years. What's inside it? And here's the big question. Could it be opening right now? Maybe God told Daniel to seal it because the world wasn't ready yet. Maybe the people living back then couldn't understand it. Or maybe the truth would be too much for them. This part of Daniel is very different from all the other prophecies in the Bible. Remember, the Bible has been written by an infinite mind. God is so wise, He knows exactly how much of the future we can handle. He knows what to show us and what to keep hidden. I'm thankful God didn't tell us everything. If He had, it might be too much for us to understand. But what He did show us is just right. It's exactly what we need to know. Let me tell you something important. Prophecy is a miracle. The Bible is a miracle. People can't write the future before it happens. We only write about events after they happen. But God can write about history before it even takes place. That's why some people don't believe it's possible. If someone doesn't believe in God or in miracles, they won't believe God can tell the future in such detail, but God can do it. So how does a person learn the future from God? How could someone like Daniel write about things that hadn't happened yet? Daniel had the same questions that many of us have today. You look around, watch the news, read what's going on, and wonder what in the world is happening. Where is all this going? It seems like everything is spinning out of control. Where is God in all of this? Daniel wanted an answer from God, and guess what? God heard Daniel. The very first day he prayed, God even sent an angel with the answer, but there was a spiritual fight happening. A good angel was trying to bring Daniel the answer, but a bad angel tried to stop him. The same kind of evil forces that tried to block Daniel's answer are still fighting today. 3 weeks after Daniel started praying, the angel finally got through and told him what would happen in the future. But here's the question. Why did an angel have to fight just to bring Daniel an answer? That's what we see in Daniel chapter 12. This is where we read about a time of trouble that's coming for Israel. Here's what it says. At that time, Michael will stand up, the great prince who stands watch over the sons of your people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. But then something unexpected happens. The angel doesn't explain everything. Instead, he tells Daniel to keep the prophecy a secret. But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. Now, why would God do that? Why would God hide this prophecy until the very end of time? Well, the angel gives Daniel a clue. He says the words are closed up and sealed until the time of the end. That means it wasn't time for people to fully understand it yet, and this is amazing. Some parts of the Bible were not written for the people back then. They were written for us, so we could read them and get strength from them. Some parts of the Bible become clearer during certain times. Could we be the people this was written for? That's a powerful thought, isn't it? Even though Daniel was told to seal the words, that seal won't stay shut forever. Daniel's prophecy was important when he first wrote it, but it's even more important now at the end of time. That's why the angel said, "Shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end." And in the book of Daniel, we get a real picture of what the time of the end will look like. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge will increase. Some people believe this means that in the last days, people will travel all over the world, run to and fro, and that information will grow quickly. Knowledge shall increase. The idea is that people will search everywhere for answers to important questions, especially about what will happen in the future. Someone asked me, what odds do you give World War III? According to a lot of people, we're already in World War III, so I'd give that 100%. It's now a question of escalation, and that depends on how stiff-necked we are, right? So the Egyptian tyrant is visited by, is it 10 plagues? The last plague is the destruction of the future itself. That's the death of the firstborn, so it depends on how hard we have to be hit before we wake up, and there's no end to that. God destroys the whole world in a flood, and you know what they say, that never happened. How about it's happening all the time? How about it's happened forever? It's happening now. It will happen forever. How high does the water have to rise? Till people learn. And what does it mean to learn? Well, that's why I'm creating these videos. So, wake up. The whole world needs to wake up. We all need to wake up. Look at the signs, smell the roses, and look at the signs. Red sky at night shepherd's delight. You can read the appearance of the sky. But what about the signs of the times? In his book Daniel Decoded, Leo Respinger argues that there was a convergence of Bible prophecies that were all fulfilled in 538 BC. Why 538 BC? Well, according to Leo and Google, that's the year that King Cyrus of Persia conquered Babylon and set the Jewish people free. I have actually interviewed Leo, and I'll put a link to the full interview at the end of this video. Leo argues that the holy prophet Jeremiah had received a prophecy from God, and the prophecy was that the Jews would be taken into captivity by Babylon, and that the period of captivity would be for 70 years. And of course, Jeremiah recorded this before Babylon conquered Jerusalem. And I have done my due diligence. And what I discovered was that the Jewish history book, the Old Testament, actually confirms that Cyrus crushed Babylon and freed the Jews. But get this, 70 years after the Jews were first exiled to Babylon. That's insane, right? It's mad. But I checked, I've done my homework, I unpacked the data, and I can confirm the intel here is solid. It's watertight. So that's the Jeremiah prophecy. But that's not all. There are 4 other prophecies. The Jeremiah prophecy is one of 5 prophecies. Right? So then, it's like, brah! So then let's go to the prophet Isaiah. Now this guy, he is not just a regular dude. Honestly, in my honest opinion, he is the real deal. The genuine article. Yeah, but you're selling something. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you judging me. What am I really trying to sell you on? Fair point. My response is your level of confidence depends on how much work you're willing to do, and I've done my prep. So now all I need are your credit card details. Joking, of course. So let's go back to Isaiah. In Isaiah chapters 44 and 45, he straight up, legit, prophesies Cyrus to come and free the Jews and then rebuild their city. For real. Now, of course, there are those who will tell you that it's obvious that these later chapters in Isaiah were clearly written by somebody else, somebody who lived after the fact. They will say that's why there had to be a second author, because nobody can predict the future. Yeah, well, good luck with that philosophy. But you should know that even the historian Josephus in his Antiquities wrote about how Cyrus was shown the Isaiah scriptures about him, and how Cyrus then went and self-fulfilled those same prophecies. And this led Cyrus to destroy Babylon in 538 BC, exactly after 70 years of the Jews being held in captivity. This is insanely mad. And it was in that year, in that same exact year, that the holy prophet Daniel received his now famous prophecy about the 70 weeks. Daniel received his 70-week prophecy in the first year of the Medo-Persian Empire, the empire that Cyrus united. And it's this prophecy, Daniel chapter 9, that Leo Respinger received a key from God that unlocked Daniel's 70-week timeline and showed him there were in fact 2 periods of 70 weeks. 2. Everyone else is still working with one timeline of 70 weeks. But Leo argues there are in fact two timelines, and so we're only hearing half of the story from the churches. And Leo received this key because God unsealed this prophecy of Daniel's. Remember, at the beginning of this video, I told you that God had sealed up and closed off some of Daniel's prophecies until the time of the end times. So we are in the end times. Alright, so if you want to unpack more of this, watch my interviews with both Leo and Murray. I've put the link at the end of the video. And please subscribe. And if you like what I'm doing, please drop a like and leave a comment. Bye for now.